Hey everyone, welcome to the patch
guys.
with a last minute run by Bernie Burns, not realizing that we're about to go on.
Oh, he realized. He knew it.
First of all, I want to start by saying Merry Christmas.
Or
Merry
Christmas Eve,
Christmas!
depending
Or
on when you're
Christmas
watching
Eve.
it.
However, this is pre-recorded. It is not Christmas for us. We are phoning in and faking our Christmas spirit.
No, Christmas
Some
spirit.
people
miracle.
are faking their Christmas spirit.
I'm wearing a
Somebody has all the Christmas spirit they need.
Good God.
What is that?
I brought eggnog and I brought Fireball whiskey. Miles actually turned me onto this. He
Fireball's
said
great.
that
Why was the eggnog so heavy? Like, right? Am I right?
That seemed like it was a pretty solid thunk when it hit the table.
Is eggnog like really dense?
Is it fortified with...
Yeah, don't do that. I'm
Jesus.
sure that sounds terrible on the mics.
Fortified with Christmas spirit is what it is.
it's hold on. It's 64 fluid ounces. Is that heavier than milk? I don't know.
I think that's volume. That's
All
not
right,
weight.
look, I haven't had eggnog. I don't even remember if I've ever tried eggnog. What is an eggnog?
Okay, according to the ingredients, it's made from milk, cream, skim milk, high fructose corn syrup,
Well, of course.
just
I mean, that's
normal
in
corn
everything.
syrup, sugar, egg yolk, 2% of natural and artificial flavors, nutmeg, guar gum.
Guar gum.
Yeah. Choo, 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 choo. Sorry. Guar gum.
I'm gonna bring this back.
I don't know what these are.
I'm gonna make
Yeah.
I'm gonna make a connection between eggnog and gaming here.
All right.
Wow.
Years ago.
All right, do this.
Back in the mud days, I was
Mud days. Oh, mud.
yeah,
Okay, gotcha.
multi-user dungeons. I was on this mud with some friends of mine, and I was explaining to them. Well, actually, I was explaining to one of these guys, like, "Oh, yeah, this is a mud. This is what you do. You run around." And
Eggnog?
All right, I'll try it. Yeah,
I was
hit me a
explaining
little
the
bit.
concept of emotes to him. And fine, give me a little. I was showing him that you could make your character nod, and it would say like,
Yeah.
so and so nods. He's like, okay, and I was like, and they have this weird one for some reason.
Which, by the way, for anyone that's not familiar, multi-user dungeons or muds were completely non-graphical. It was all
Right, they were,
text.
they were
all
basically a
text-based,
text-based MMO.
Yeah.
It was like before
Super
MMOs.
nerdy.
Wasn't what was the first MMO?
I'm
It
still
was,
telling my story.
Sorry, I'll come back
So
to that.
then one of the other emotes I showed him was Nog, and it would say so and so Nogs. He's like, you can just Nog. I was like, yeah. And he goes, what does that mean? I was like, I don't know. So he promptly made a character and just started spamming eggnogs, 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 and got kicked after like 30 seconds. It was like the fastest I'd seen someone create a character. Just start spamming something, then immediately get booted.
Was it, I
and
mean,
banned
at least
from
a
coming back to the
festival
game.
time? Was it
No.
appropriate
He-
to the season?
He just thought it was summer. He just thought it was really funny. It was
Wow.
It was a weird mud where there wasn't any really character progression. Just basically everyone spawned at once. Then it was like the Hunger Games. Y'all went around and killed each other until there was only one person left.
I don't
keep
think Ryan
smelling
likes
this
eggnog.
and I'm very dubious.
Just smell this then.
Ryan doesn't drink.
What? It actually smells like a...
It smells like cinnamon, so it's
Yeah,
fine.
Yeah.
kind of like a cinnamon hot or whatever those things are called.
Yeah,
So-
it's basically, this is like spicy hot, the alcohol.
Fireball's really good.
Yeah, I love Fireball.
This podcast brought to you by Fireball. No, it's not. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. So what were you going to say? Something about MMOs.
First
that
thing- Oh,
interrupted
yeah,
my story.
the-
We had talked about this specifically with Blizzard when Diablo 3 and Warlords of Draenor commercials were on TV constantly. And I pointed out that you don't ever actually see gameplay for either of those games in the commercials. Like, my wife saw Diablo 3 commercials on TV and she said, why don't you play that game? That game looks really scary. I said, I did play that game. You saw me play that game for like 50 hours. And I showed her, she's like, oh, that's a commercial for that game? It doesn't look anything the same.
Yeah, I will say that Blizzard is very big on selling the experience over selling the gameplay.
Right. But with a game like Diablo, you can't say they're like selling the story. It's like they're just
Yeah.
selling the atmosphere.
Nah.
You know, it gets a little murky, I think.
That's one of those weird things about an IP that's been around that long, though. I mean, Diablo stretches back into the game's history of gaming. People really kind of know what they're getting into. Like, they know what Blizzard does. Like, they know the Blizzard, wow, CG, and then the gameplay is like, hey, it's fun, but it's not what the, wow, CG looked like.
Yeah.
It's a known thing with Blizzard.
Core gamers do, but a lot of us also, like, we've been so immersed in game culture for so long. You were like, yeah, of course, I remember the original Diablo and the gameplay and all that sort of stuff. But as the industry gets bigger and bigger and more like mainstream and more new people are coming into it, they don't necessarily know that.
Yeah, that's the key, I think. You hit it. New people. The people who don't know.
Yeah. You know, so it's tricky. It's a hard line to walk because I love Blizzard's cinematics and I love like the Hearthstone thing they have with all the characters like in sort of slow-mo, like panning around, like the dwarf quaffing his ale and spilling it everywhere. Like I think
Quaffing, good word.
I love the word quaffing. Everyone gets really confused and think they're like, did she say queefing?
I want to see a dwarf queef some beer.
That used to be a great emote from the old Mud days, was quaff.
I love that just as a word. It's so evocative of just like drinking enthusiastically and spilling everywhere.
Yep.
So I love those cinematics, and I do separate them, but I totally understand the people that would get something in and then go, what
Find
is
them
this? I thought this isn't what I thought this was.
Yeah. No, don't get me wrong. And don't get me wrong. I love Blizzard. I love Blizzard games. It's just disconcerting. I feel